program, which is actually, we have almost 15 seats have got filled, and we have, I think 5 to 7 seats are yet to filled up. So this is the program, comprehensive program, where I have seen a lot of nurses who have enrolled into this program have transformed their career from the bedside into the administrative level. So towards the end, we'll show you the QR code again to scan and register yourself for this program. And also we have the infection prevention and control program. The infection control nurse course program, which I was previously announcing, is only limited to the nursing department. And this course, the infection prevention and control, for all the healthcare professionals. So all are like doctors, clinicians, and microbiologists, lab professionals, allied healthcare professionals, quality department, who are into the administrative role, who want to take up this role. So this program is for you all. And again, towards the end, we'll be showing you this QR code to register yourself for this program. And to know more details about our course and details, you can contact our admin manager, who's Jayanti, and her number is on the display. And also you can visit our website, which is displayed on the screen. Yes. So today it's going to be a podcast style of webinar, and we have Dr. Parivalvan Rajavelu, Deputy Medical Director and Consultant Surgeon, Sundaram Medical Foundation, and he is the visionary founder of SkillsforMed. And he is a passionate advocate for healthcare quality, and he plays a significant role in the CAHO. He's a mentor, national speaker, GC committee member, and currently serves as a chair of EndoSafe, where he actively promotes endoscopy safety across India. His leadership is grounded in extensive clinical experience, ongoing research, and international presentations. Through SkillsforMed, he continues to enhance healthcare outcomes by equipping professionals with practical, real-world skills that truly makes a difference at the bedside. With a unique blend of expertise, academic rigor, and system-level thinking, Dr. Parivalvan is not only an inspiration, but also a true change maker in today's healthcare landscape. So please join me in extending a warm and enthusiastic welcome to Dr. Pari. He'll be joining with us in a short while. Yes. So he is our guest today, who is going to take us through a deep dive into this healthcare administration and what is really and how you all are going to transform after the session. He's going to show you real paths to achieve that role. So it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today is like Dr. Abhilash, and he's a dentist and healthcare management professional with over 9 years of experience in the healthcare sector, including 4 years as an entrepreneur. Also, as the founder of Ethereal Health Enterprises, he has been involved in setting up and managing dental practices, overseeing operations, compliance, financial performance, staffing, and clinical workflows. He has also worked with 5C Network, where he handled radiologists, management, and business marketing functions, contributing to process optimization, performance metrics, SOP development, and margin improvement. So Dr. Abhilash holds a postgraduate certificate in healthcare management from IIM Calcutta. His experience across clinical practice, administration, and healthcare business operation makes him well positioned to speak on healthcare administration. So welcome you, Doctor.
Hi, thank you, Stella.
Thank you, sir. Yes. So I myself, I'll be moderating this session. I am Stella Townsend. I am the training manager from SkillsforMed. Yes. So before giving this discussion to Dr. Pari and Dr. Abhilash, I'll be taking you through the basic understanding. Why do we have to step into this healthcare administration? So everyone who are there here who have participated to this webinar, so you can correlate within yourself. You might be like 10 years or 10 plus years of experience in the healthcare system. You know what is actually the system is in your hospital. You know what has to be done. And because you've been having a lot of experience into that core, and also mostly you would have seen many of your colleagues coming to you to take up some decision. They are into the critical situation. They doesn't know how to manage that. And you'll be that person who is going to give them the solution for the crisis what they're facing off. And also you will be the basic reason for some solutions coming into your healthcare system. But when that situations are taken in the boardroom, you might not be there, or you are not welcome to that discussion. So this session is for you all to change the roadmap for you. So in next 10 minutes with me, I'll be taking you through a small story which mirrors your journey, and also why do you have to make such a move in your healthcare sector, and when is the right time where you have got stuck. We'll show you when is the right time to take the decision and how to take that transition, and also the practical reskilling framework which is going to come ahead. So that is about the climb mnemonic, and after that, all that 15 minutes of discussion on the presentation, I'll be giving this over to Dr. Pari and Dr. Abhilesh to have a deep understanding. So before that, we have this poll activity. Let me launch this poll. Yes, I have launched this poll, so you can take another 2 minutes. I request all the participants to step into this poll and start answering to these questions. Thank you so much. You all can explore this question. This is basically not to assess your knowledge, just to get us an understanding about of the audience we have on today. So you have 30 seconds left. Wait to see all of your answers. Yes. I'm going to end this poll here. Thank you so much. I'm going to share the results here. So the first question was on awareness, which best practices healthcare administrations to you. So we had given 3 options. So we have got almost 50% of our audience have chosen for. I have a clear picture of what the healthcare administration is, and almost 40% have said I have a vague idea, probably meetings and paperwork, and 20% of them have said honestly it's like a Grey's Anatomy, all drama, no paperwork. The second question, experience level. How many years have you worked in healthcare? So just to have a deep understanding about our participants. Great. About 35% we have 2 to 5 years of experience, and about 20% we have 6 to 10 years of experience of participants today. And we have 30% of 15 years and above, and also 20% of 11 to 15 years of experience who are here today. So glad to have you all here. And third question was about barriers. What feels like your biggest barrier to moving into an administrative role? Almost 40%, which was the highest. I do not know where to start. So exactly, many of the healthcare professionals have got stuck, and 33% have said time and money or the real problems. Yes, and 22% have told I do not have the right qualifications, and 16% have said I'm afraid of losing my clinical identity. So the first question we have covered off exposure. Have you ever handled any administrative responsibility at work? So almost most of the participants have said yes, I do it regularly. That's the good thing. And 18% have said occasionally. And equally, there are a few participants who have said, like, I did not even realize I was already doing admin tasks. And quite a few of them have said, never, that is someone else's job. And the fifth usual question, which I used to ask you all about the movie match with the, the topic. First movie, what I have, usually we used to have the Hollywood and Bollywood movies. So today we are going with this. So the first movie option I've given for Ramana. So that is like, I see what's wrong in the system and I want to fix it. So almost 40% have told that. And it's equal sharing. So for another 40% have said like, none but like my passion and my profession have been in constant negotiation. Good. Another 34% have said like, Jai Bhim, I must happen from, it must happen. I'm sorry for this. It must happen from inside the system, believe real change. Thank you so much. This is the first time I'm trying out this Tamil movie. And I hope, all this explanation, what I have given for that movie have matched you. And thank you so much. I'll stop sharing here. Dr. Abhilash, this is actually a poll. I think you would have got some understanding about our audience now. This will help you during the podcast when it's happening.
Yes, very much. I actually have a very clear idea of what they're looking for.
Yes. So as I have told you in the opening hook, so this is hero of today's webinar. He is Arjun. What is all his thinking process like? Am I too late for the transition? Do I need an MBA to get this progress done? Where do I even begin? And is administration only for the people who leave the clinical work entirely? So I think these are all the imaginations and questions what is all running in our participants' mind either. So 10 years in the hospital, yes, how you will be like any of the people, the manager or the person who is coming for the rounds, the question will be thrown to you because you will be the most trusted person. You will be the capable person because you've been into this stream for a longer years, and you'll be the most respected person. They value your point, what you're coming up with. And also you were the person who understand the exact patient flow, the system, how it runs better than anyone who steps into the healthcare system actually. Then also what happens, as I've mentioned earlier, you will be the person looking for the change in the system. You will be talking about that, but yet when they take the decision about the budgeting or the staffing or about some strategic planning, they will not involve you. So that's what happening, in the real situation for many of the healthcare professionals. So why do you have to make the move? So this is about the study which says like almost 58% of the senior employees report they feel stuck in the current role. That's something even I got a very good point from Dr. Abhilash is like many of the healthcare professionals think about only the vertical growth, not about the lateral growth, because you want to be in your same same position, same like in the department, and you want to grow. Imagine it is a nursing department, you are in the staff nurse level, you want to have that vertical growth, like moving as a in charge supervisor and ANS, DNS and the CN of the hospital. Imagine about the lateral path, because as a nurse, I'm taking one department as an example. You can compare yourself in your department. Imagine when you take a lateral path is like coming out of your own department, stepping into the administrative role, into the operations, because having a 10 years of experience, you know all the basic informations, what has to be done, how those critical things can be solved. So this is all about the 58%, why they're getting stuck. So this is another option how you can grow yourself into the healthcare administration. 3 times more likely to stay in an organization that offers leadership pathways. And also when you step into that administrative role, it is all about accountability and about the responsibility what you take. Obviously, you will have the additional average annual salary on moving into admin roles. And 70% of healthcare administrative decisions benefit from a clinical background. You have a clinical background and you are the perfect person to apt for this role. So we'll look in further. Though you have 5 reasons why do you have to shift to your mid-care professionals. Why do you have to make this move? So the reasons behind is like broader impact. You now have one person or two or three person or some colleagues who come to you often asking for the suggestions or the solutions to be made. But when you step into that role, you will make a big impact. That is like you will influence the policy that affects the thousands of staff who are working in the healthcare system. And also thinking about your career growth, this is the time, 10 years of experience, same routine work, but also you have wide knowledge on how the system works. This is the time to explore yourself into the leadership strategy and the senior management track. And the financial uplift is about the admin role often carry the responsibility, and so you have the better compensation structures. And work-life balance, you have more predictable hours and versus shift-based clinical work. Like enhanced respect and influence is about you can shape the future of your organization, not sitting in one corner and thinking about like only the routine systems. You can think something wide and you can do something great for your organization. You have such capability when you have a lot of experience in the clinical ground. So what are the reasons behind why do you have to move, but when is the right time? So that's the question behind our bars. Like, you have 4 signs. Just no, you did not know it that you have already. As I have said, you might be the problem solver in your department, and also from some other department they are coming to you. Even you have some idea and suggestions for you to improve good, which gives you complete clear idea for the system to run in a proper standardized way. So you have that already. That is something beyond your job description. And second thing, you might have another sign that, you think about the system, not about the task in front of you. Morning, you come for the shift and you have a lot of tasks to do, but also completing your task, you don't just leave your duty, but you have something to change. If some errors are happening in your system, you have to solve that problem, and also you have some idea to avoid such incident to happen in your healthcare. So that is something huge. And third thing, as usual, the colleagues and juniors seeking you for some advice before going to the management. Yes, absolutely. You have been looked into that role, but you have not identified it yet. And you feel frustrated because you can see better solutions, but you're not able to implement because your voice is not empowered in that role. But better when you get into the healthcare administrator role, your voice will be heard and such solutions can be implemented in your healthcare system. So what are the skills already you have? The management really wanted from you is like clinical expertise. Why? Because not other business graduate can do excel in this healthcare administration, because the patient flow, how they will be, and how the system runs with that patient. So clinical expertise is a strong one pillar, and you have crisis management. So as I've said, you will be like having a decision making under the pressure. Even any stressful situation, you'll be very calm and you'll be handling it in a perfect way, because you already would have faced a lot of experience in your journey. And third thing is about the interdisciplinary collaboration. As working in a healthcare, in a clinical sector, how you will not be dealing only your department. You will be working with all other multidisciplinary teams. You have to interact with many other departments to run the show successfully. And fourth thing is about workflow optimization. You have to spot the gaps, and you might have improvised it, and you will find some solutions instinctively. So these are the 4 skills already you have. Now, all the participants, you think yourself, are you all doing all these things? And right, you have stepped into the right webinar today. So how to make the move? So as you have said, already the skills, what you have on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, what has to be built? You're good at the system, solution, like problem solving, decision maker, everything. What is actually you have some luck, which you might not be knowing, is like might be the healthcare finance and basics, strategic planning, KPIs, and policy and governance literacy or leadership communication. Something you're lacking because you need to refine yourself into those cores to look yourself as a great leader. So we have the framework, the CLIMB framework, which is all based on this. The podcast is going to be on the competency audit. Know exactly what you have and what you still need. You should analyze yourself, what all the skills you have, which I have discussed, and what is there you have to adopt. and learn core areas. It's like, the finance, operation, policy, leadership, basics. Maybe Dr. Abhilash will have a much more wider aspects than what I have given, because he's expertise in that and you can get greater insights from him. And also internal exposure is like about the volunteer for the admin projects. You come for the shift and you complete your shift and go out, not like that. When some audits are happening, you go and explore yourself into that role. And also you have to involve in the committee meeting and you have to involve in audits to know more about like how the system can run better. And you have to find your own. So M stands for mentor and network. It's like you have to find your one admin leader who will take you through the right path to achieve your goal. And B stands for build your brand. It's like let your readiness speak. You don't have to go and ask your management, give this role, I am now eligible to do that administrative work. Not like that. You have to, your actions has to speak, your readiness has to speak, so that the management will pick you up and put you in that healthcare administrative role. So this is all about the CLIMB framework. So now I have done my part, and now I'll give this over to Dr. Pari and Dr. Abhilash to discuss further.
Good afternoon, Abhilash. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you, sir? Good afternoon.
Good. Welcome to our Friday webinar. You can see there are a lot of enthusiastic participants for this webinar.
Very much.
And thank you for taking this time. So what I wanted to know,
Sorry to interrupt, sir.
Yeah.
Jay, can you unpin me and pin Dr. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So I think Stella has given one, sort of brief introduction to this transition, but I think you are a dental surgeon.
Yes.
And you are also an IIM Calcutta alumnus.
Yes.
That is amazing. I think that's something which I think everyone has to allow to sink in. So I think everyone in the audience is probably asking this question right now. So what was the exact moment you realized you wanted to do more than just clinical work? Because as Stella pointed out, most of the time clinical work sort of comes after we do after we retire or we become very senior. I mean, that has been my story. So you have decided that, at a very early in your career. So when was the exact moment you realized that you wanted to do more than clinical work? I know that you're still busy in your clinical work. So it's not that you left that and you've gone into management. So I think it's very, very fascinating what you have done. And take us through that moment when you decided that.
Yes, sir. So I was working in corporate dental clinics, and initially I joined as a resident dentist, and within a few months, I think I had grown to the highest category, which was the clinical head. And after that, there was not much of a growth one. That is one thing which made me think, what is my growth? What is my next step?
What is this corporate dental? I mean, can you just explain that?
So multiple branches like Apollo White. I mean, I was working there
Okay.
also.
All
Like
right.
that, there were several corporate dental clinic setups where they have multiple branches and dedicated doctors working in each set of branches. And there will be duty doctors, resident doctors who will join at the first, and then there will be a clinical head who will take care of the entire setup of the clinic. And of course, there will be also a collaboration between the other branches also. This is how the system runs. And I had gone to clinical head a bit early. And after that, I was wondering what is my next step. There was nothing much more. And I also saw that there were a lot of operational difficulties as doctors we face on a day-to-day basis when it comes to treating patients, or also the availability of the stocks and medical equipment which is there. So that's when I decided I should probably get into management, because I think both together I will be able to run a setup of my own, where I will be able to, take calls and decisions and streamline the entire process. I was very much into the operational process, and of course the marketing part also. I thought getting into that, I will have more insights of how to. That is also, as doctors we struggle, especially the young ones. The young ones says us we need to get in patients, so we need to know how to even get that. And that made me decide to go ahead with the management part.
Okay, so it's your experience with the corporate clinics and also, the pain points there, which actually made you go
Then,
into this. Yeah. Okay. So, I just wanted to ask, because I'm sure there are a lot of young people in the audience who want to make this change, and so there is two types of doubts which come. Am I too late? Have I already invested too much in my clinical identity? Will people see me as an admin person? So did you have such a conversation with yourself?
yes, sir. This is a. I think this is a struggle which every one of us go through. Do I need to get into admin, or can I get into admin? What most of the healthcare professionals fail to realize is we kind of do admin work. Like in the poll, they have mentioned like 66%. I think they had confirmed that we were doing admin work. That is very obvious. Like many people might not even know that they're doing admin work, but they are doing it, and that is they're not able to separate it from their clinical work. They think it is a part of the clinical work, but it's not. Let me take an example, something as simple as clinical triaging. That part is basically what we do is we identify the type of patients, and based on the urgency we allot them. Based on the resources we have, we allot the patients. That itself is management. That itself is admin part, which anyways doctors and nurses do it. And this this is something. Imagine doing it for 10 years. You would be much more experienced, and you will know a lot more, and you will be the right person to actually learn management. Management, according to me, is like it gives you the tools to organize your thoughts into action. That's the only thing. You won't be learning something way out of your people assume that, oh, I'll be learning a lot of maths, I'll be doing this and that. It's not that. Management is mainly learning basic tools which can help us organize our thoughts into action, so that we can make our day-to-day work better. I think that would probably help them a lot.
Yeah, I think it's very true. I think all of us are in our clinical work, really do a clinical or whatever work. I mean, whichever area of healthcare sector you are, uh, apart from your defined role, after about 3 to 5 years, you definitely, because healthcare is like that. You do, get into the admin, and it's just a mind shift. And I think what you've done is, you chose IIM Calcutta for your program, and this is a significant commitment. How long did that take?
That was an executive course, sir, which was for a year.
Mhm.
I mean, it was supposed to be in IIM Calcutta, but COVID happened and we had to take it online at that time.
Okay, okay.
But
But
yeah,
still, it is a significant commitment in terms of your profession, and also personally, and also financially. I mean, IIM courses is not, don't come cheap. So what gave you the confidence to say, now that I want to get into this? I mean, it's you're actually got out of your circle of comfort, and when you actually sign up for that, right?
very true, sir. Very true. What basically I thought was, as I was telling when I was working the corporate clinic setups, I used to do a lot of admin related work. As doctors we are anyway supposed to see, and to ensure that the timing. So at the end of the day, I wanted the amount of time a patient spends in the clinic to be as less as possible in the waiting area. So for that, I tried myself to bring in few at that time itself, I was concentrating on to bring in few checklists to ensure it is organized, so that the waiting time for the patients are less. And that's when I thought, okay, if I was able to do it without even a course. I thought with the course I would be able to do much more stuff for my clinic, and I will be able to even streamline, all the operation. One major problem in hospitals, in any clinic setups which we see, is operational difficulties. Like any other field, ours is not predictable. Each patient will have one issue. We will not be able to predict what time it takes. So trying to navigate through that, I think I thought it would be much of help if I actually learned the management. And of course, a lot of us doctors also need to have more understanding about the financial aspects. We tend to focus mostly on the treatment part, but I mean, doctors, nurses, they all need to concentrate on the financial aspect also. I thought, what better way to learn than to join IIM Calcutta? I had a good opportunity and a good mentor there who helped me throughout.
Right. I think that sort of segues us into the another important question about mentors. I mean, for making this change, did you have any mentor who really helped you to do that?
Yes, sir. So I had actually my course director in IIM Calcutta. She was our guide throughout the entire course, because as there were many doctors in that course and several other healthcare professionals, and we all had that struggle, that, oh my God, I'm going to learn completely new. All this time I was learning anatomy, physiology, and now it's completely different. I'm learning marketing and market research and all, and that fear we had, and she made it really very helpful for us to understand what it is and how we can apply it in our field. Because a doctor can see it in one perspective, a nurse can see it in one perspective, because each are subjected to different fields in healthcare. I know at the end of the day they all treat patients, but they know the problems in each way, and I think they can only come up with the solutions. And she made it very comfortable for us.
Okay, the other question I wanted to ask, I think, if you look at the poll we did, one of the significant numbers said one of the barriers is actually the money and leaving the job. So do you think you need to leave your job, or you could do it, as a part of your work as well?
You can do it as a part of work. So I think a lot of hospitals should also take that initiative, because like if you see many IT companies and several other MNCs, they have those in-house courses which they conduct. They learn. They keep conducting courses. They ensure that their employees learn. And I feel like the hospitals or clinics, they should also conduct such courses in such a way that they can keep the job, and at the same time they will be able to grow laterally. I was talking to Stella about that. Many of us concentrate on only vertical growth.
Yeah.
As a doctor, consultant is the highest. So after that, where am I going to go? That's the question which comes. And laterally,
HOD or medical or nursing director, that's it.
yeah, that's it. So after that, what is the thing? And our profession is also a profession where we don't retire. So yeah, we need to work, and the only way we can is to gain the other skills. That's when the lateral growth comes. So hospitals should also, like, conducting not just courses which hones the skills for the doctors. It should also conduct courses, and doctors can also participate. A lot of doctors, anyways, they end up participating in several courses where they in their specialities. Same way, if they participate in the management ones, they will have a clear understanding of their own practice also. A lot of things they might not even understand that was a trouble, but once they attend that management course, it will give them an idea of, okay, yeah, this is the bottleneck that they are facing, this is the struggle they're facing, and they'll be able to address it a lot better.
Yeah. I think, I want to get back to the conversation we had before this podcast about how hospitals actually have the habit of hiring, people from outside. Now, can you expand on that? I mean, it's a very, very interesting point you pointed out.
Yes, sir. So a lot of hospitals, they require admin staffs. Let's be honest, at the end of the day, it is a business, and they require management staffs to run the business. And there is a lot of clash which hospitals face between the doctors and the management staff. Management staff will just see only numbers. They will see only the data. And doctors, they are the one who actually, doctors and nurses, they are the ones who actually face the patients. They are the ones who have to deal with the end user. And there's always a clash. And this clash can be only bridged when a lateral growth, when doctors and nurses shift into the management, rather than bringing in people who clearly don't understand how healthcare works. I mean, I'm sure most of us would have spoken to our other career friends, and when we say our problems, they won't understand. They will definitely not understand. Imagine them coming and sit at the top of the management. I don't think it will be much of a help. That clash will always be there. There will be
Yeah.
organizational silos formed throughout, and that won't be very effective for the hospital at the end of the
I
day.
think that's a very important point you pointed out, because almost most hospitals do that. If they want, say, a project manager or a CEO, they try and hire from the market. But if they can sort of mentor, or as you said, have courses for the people who have been loyal to the institution, then definitely, it's win-win for both of them, both for the management, because
Very
they,
simple. Both
yeah,
of them require it.
correct,
Even management requires it as much as even the employees do. Employees also
exactly.
need to learn. I can again compare it with the engineers. Engineers, if we see when they start off as a data level entry engineer, they don't continue that. Later on, one way or another, they end up doing management. Only then they'll become a manager. Same way, us doctors also, only when we move a little bit, take in the lateral skills, only then we will also have that. So we require that. We also require the growth, and the hospital will also require that position to be filled by us. I feel it will be definitely a win-win situation for both of us.
Yeah, true. Okay, I just wanted to ask you, is there anything when you stepped into the administrative role? I'm sure you didn't sort of become completely an administrator, but when you went to IIM and then got that thing, came back, did anything surprise you a lot? I mean, was there something which you did not expect, either good or bad, happened after that?
Um, so I think Stella would have said I was working in a radiologist tech company. It's a med tech company in Bangalore. And one thing was what all doctors or any nurses, I think they'll face in that position is that we will feel like we are losing our identity. Oh, am I a doctor anymore? Am I doing it? Am I actually all these years I've practiced to treat patients, and am I going to do it? Am I going to lose it? That is one fear which I think every one of us will have. But that is the thing. When I was working in a medtech company, it is a different scenario. But if it was a hospital, I would be in a much more better position where I would be able to treat my patient, keep my clinical identity. At the same time, I would also be able to get into the management process. And that is a fear which I think most of us will have. Am I? The identity crisis will definitely come. That is one thing which we'll all face.
Very, very true. I think all of us go through that. And let's be honest, I think what you did is not easy. And so, what are the challenges or hardships which you had to go through? We did talk about the identity shift. Apart from that, what are the other challenges which you faced?
Uh, the the next main problem was to convert it, sir. Basically, we know the patient. Like most of us will know these are the problems which hospital have. We know. We all see it. What patients face, what doctors face, what sisters face. Everyone. We know all the problems. But how to create a solution? That conversion part is also a bit of struggle. There is always trial and error method, but that is also a bit more expensive. So rather than that, if we have certain set of tools, if we know this is where it is going to lead, we'll be able to cut down the trial and error and come up with a proper solution. That conversion part, even though I know the problem, I'm not there with the solution. That solution part, to get to that solution, it will take some time to settle in, But the more you get yourself involved into the management decisions, we'll get there. That shouldn't be a problem.
Okay. So I think, let's expand that CLIMB framework. I think it is a nice mnemonic which will help people. So the first thing is, CLIMB stands for, C stands for competency audit, L for learning core areas, I is about internal exposure. We will talk about each one of these. And then M is for mentoring and networking. And B is building a brand. I think it's a very nice, compact framework. So the first thing is we talk about is the competency audit. We did speak about it briefly before. As clinicians, we have certain set of competencies. So what is that which you still need, or what did you do such an audit before getting into the management?
Very much true. That's the example I gave at the beginning, where I thought of bringing in certain checklists to ensure that the time goes. Even doing some small things, people might think, especially patient management, like certain procedures we will know will take much more longer time. Certain procedures will take a shorter time. We'll accordingly schedule our appointments. All these small things which we think is not a big deal, but they are also a part of management decisions. When you write it down, when you track the data, when you analyze the data, you automatically become a manager. All the time what we end up doing is eyeballing it, and we come up with the solution. We say, okay, yeah, let's just go ahead with it. You jot it down, you track it, you analyze it, you automatically become a manager. So I think most of us would have that competency. I don't think that would be a problem with us in
But
our.
it's just, and knowing where your limitations are and trying to learn them. I mean, I have to share my experience. I was dumped as a head of the emergency department in middle of my career, and absolutely knew nothing about, heading a department or managing it. So I used to take, just decisions on the fly. And then I realized actually every decision you make has some, for the immediate problem, it has some positive outcomes, but somewhere else it has a negative outcome. Okay, so this is something which, as you said, by trial and error, I had to learn. But then now, when after that, I also did a very short course in IIM Ahmedabad, and then did a lot of learning on quality and patient safety. So with those tools, definitely, you are able to actually think through it and then get the opinion of the frontline people before you take a decision. I think it's a very important point you made on auditing what you know and trying to learn from it. So let's move on. I think we're already halfway through. So we will get into the L. So the first was about competency audit, and the second is learning core areas. You already pointed about finance, all those terms, balance sheet and EBITDA and all those things, which we, all clinicians, it's Greek and Latin to us. Also operations, policy making. So even now, when I talk to my colleagues and say a simple word like clinical governance, I'm actually doing doing a lot of clinical governance work now. And I know a lot of my peers or head of the department now. So I said, why didn't you learn a little bit about clinical governance? They feel very intimidated. So how do you bridge that gap? And how long do you think it will take if someone is really serious about it?
I don't think. Of course, it will be a huge shift mentally speaking, to learn. I can understand why they have that hindrance, to even accept, okay, how do I even move to that? But to be honest, sir, there are several management courses, of course. As you were talking about, Ahmedabad had one. Mine had one. And there are several other short courses also. These are all probably 1 year long courses. There are several other short courses which can be conducted, which should give you enough, information for you to know about all these tech words. There are a lot of words which, as you said, balance sheet and all. I don't know how many of us are even aware of it. To see P&L statements, to understand the cash flow, all that is very important. Especially clinic owners and all, they really need to know. They can't be eyeballing everything. I know to an extent eyeballing can work, but not everything. You need to understand where the problems are. Costing is another important problem which healthcare sector faces, because a lot of us are not aware where exactly the cost goes. I'm like, I'm having patients, I'm treating patients, I'm doing all that, and still at the end of the day, the profit is not much. Where am I losing? These are all questions which a lot of us struggle with, and these management courses will help you get to that point, get to that solution. I know it will be difficult seeing numbers and statistics after just seeing patients for several years, but it's a very short learning curve, sir. I mean, these days I think in schools they are they have included finance as an important part. So I think more or less it will be learned in a very short duration. It won't be a problem.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think in school, when we say that I'm not good in maths, that's the reason I took medicine. But then, then you realize it's all numbers, right?
You can't
From
escape from numbers.
yeah, can't escape it. Even in a clinical practice, it's you've got to interpret these numbers, so you can't get away from it, and then just making it to the next move. So I think we've been. I think Diana has also been discussing with you. We are actually putting up a health administration course for about I think it's a 4 week course,
Okay.
and so I think people who can't leave the jobs can take such short courses and
Yes.
learn about these things. And let's move to the next one. So competency we finished, and L is the learning, and I is about internal exposure. So you need to put your foot out and start doing these things. So how do you do that? I mean, how do you approach this? And can you any experiences which you had even before you chose this? Now you already told about how you did it in the clinics and other areas.
Definitely. So you need to take that initiative. It has to come. Extra initiative has to come. If we are going to concentrate on only looking into my patient, okay, this is my work. I've come here. I'm just going to finish with that. We are not going to grow. We need to take that extra initiative. We need to see what the entire process is, what is happening behind our work, and what is happening after also. Even something simple as follow-up, patient follow-ups are very important in clinics and hospitals. And that is also something doctors should involve, because doctors know at the end of the day what has happened. Sisters are aware what struggle patients have gone through during their visit. So during the follow-up, when we address it, the patient also feels a lot better, and this rapport will also build up. And when you involve yourself in other functioning, not just your function, if you work on to see what sister does, or what struggles they are facing, and what as simple as the FOE, the front office desk employee, what struggles they are facing. When you get involved into those things, I feel like you will learn a lot more about the entire practice, and that will also help you understand what and all you can correct, or what all you can do to make it grow.
Sure, I think that's important. I think M is mentoring and network. We did speak about mentors. What about networking?
Networking is very, very important. So
I
one
mean, do
thing
you
I've
network
understood.
with similar people like you? Yeah. Mm.
Yes,
Mm.
it is very, very, very important, because I feel like one takeaway as an IIM-Cal alumnus is that networking is what will change the entire thing. Even now, because of Diana, I was invited. If it was not for her, no, I wouldn't have had these opportunities. So for opportunities to come, you need to build your own network. You need to stay in contact with a lot other personals, not just within a set of doctors, but you should reach out to several other fields and several other even pharma companies, medtech companies. Having all that will help you build your own empire. I'm not talking about just you're building your hospital. Even the hospital you're working in, you will be able to build an identity to that entire hospital. I think that is a very, very important thing. At the end of the day, if we have a problem, we end up asking our senior or someone else for help. That is networking. And if we don't have that, it's not a lone wolf field.
True, true. I think doctors are very much guilty of the ghetto mindset. I think we all sort of only have a very close network. That's something which I learned when I went to the UK. At the end of the day, everyone goes to the pub, and whether you drink or not is a different matter. But you meet, them outside the hospital, and you meet your juniors, you meet your nurses, and other staff in the hospital. It's such a casual atmosphere, and I think I learned a lot, and during those conversations than in the hospital. So that's something really we need to do. And finally, I think B is building a brand. I think in this day and age, it's very, very important. I
Yeah.
believe in it. No, I really did a very bad job of it as a surgeon. Looking back, if at all there is one regret, that I didn't actually build my brand, no, because I believe I give a very unique service in surgery, not in terms of actually what technical thing I do, but the way I treat my patients, the way I counsel them. But I didn't actually build that brand. But I think youngsters are actually pretty good at it. So what is your advice about people who have this dual thing? One is getting over that initial doubt, and then when you're established as an administrator and a clinician, or any healthcare professional for that matter, not only alone doctors or nurses, how do they brand themselves?
I think in this era, currently, I think it's an influencer era where everyone is very keen on building their brands. Personal branding is very, very important. And it personal branding, I don't know what context people have towards branding. Um, Personal branding, they see it is not just the social media presence, it is the presence where you work at. How there's a term water cooler talk. A lot of these companies, they will be like, uh, take 10 or 15 minutes off, socialize, like the networking part we were talking about. They'll go near the water cooler, they'll gather, they'll talk. And that is very, very important because uh, to grow or to get in touch with, it's not how great of a surgeon alone which matters. It is also how kind of a person you are. At the end of the day, if someone wants to refer you a patient, or if someone wants help from you, or offer a help, they need to know you more than as a doctor. A lot of us focus just on, as a doctor, okay, I'm capable
Profession,
of
yeah.
this. Yeah, I mean, of course, we have enough degrees to prove that we are skilled. We have enough data for that. But that branding, where you need to have this touch with the people you work with, that is what I feel as personal branding is. So you need to have that image, which really helps, because I think that's the only change can bring in, not just in your practice, in your entire career, I feel.
Yeah, and again, emotional intelligence, is very, very important. I think you need to be very measured in your response. As doctors, we always think, that we can sort of sh- tell people down and then get away with it, but that doesn't build your brand, right? So I think that's very, very important. So I think couple of questions. I think we're almost reaching the end. Only 2 more minutes. So, what is the one thing you wish somebody had told you before you started this journey?
Um, okay. So one thing I really wish is the applicational parts. One thing is like, a lot of people, uh, as a doctors, whatever we have learned, we would have learned like so much, so many books, so many things. We are not applying all of it. day-to-day scenarios demand based on that, we apply. And I feel even in management, it is like that. We definitely need to learn a lot of tools, but when we try to see, like a huge, whatever tools I want to apply, I want to do this, I want to do that. Rather than that, I feel like you need to take it along with the course of your work and apply the concepts you've learned when needed, rather than trying to force up a situation. I think that is a struggle I faced. I would be like, okay, I learned this, I need to do something with it. That mentality I had, but then yeah, I feel like that is one advice would have been a huge help for me.
All right. So last question, and maybe a little bit personal. So what do you want to be in the next 10 years?
Okay, so I definitely I don't know. Again, a short brief about myself was I was a clinician, then I got into management, and then now I'm an entrepreneur. I like being an entrepreneur, definitely, and I want to enter into other fields of healthcare. I don't want to restrict myself clinically. I want to get into medtech. Hopefully, a platform arises where I want to enter myself into the medtech field also. Where I
Okay,
can
so
utilize whatever I've learned.
next step is medtech. Right. Okay. Thank you so much, Abhilash. I think it's been great talking to you. And usually we have quite a bit of question answers at the, after this. Do you have time?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Sure. Okay, Stella, can you just open up? Is there any other announcement you wanted to make before that?
Yes, doctor. Before getting into the Q&A, I just have a So once again, thank you so much, Dr. Abhilash. So taking us through this, healthcare administration, why it is so important, and also you have given us right advice, and I think you have changed everyone's mindset, what they're actually thinking of, and you have broken the barriers what they were having so far. So this is an announcement. So this is about the healthcare administration. In the beginning, I was telling the fourth ladder of the SkillsforMed. It's about the leadership. You step your into the leadership role. So for that, you have some barriers. You would have heard throughout podcast what Dr. Pari and Dr. Abhilash was discussing on. We might have all these skills, but we are lacking in some perspective to shine in that healthcare administrative role. So that need not to be a 1-year course. So we have figured out with the 4 weeks of administration course, and this is actually a not kind of a theory. Always SkillsforMed focus towards the implementation kind of training. So this is going to be go-to-go course. Like you attend to this course, and what happens inside you is what has to be implemented right away into this healthcare administration role. So that is what you're going to get. So this is the QR code. You can scan this QR code and you can do your pre-registration. This we are going to launch in the month of March. So those who all have pre-registered, you will have a personalized information you'll be getting from our admin manager, and also you will get all the information related to the course. You can scan and then you can register for this program. And also, Jay, I request you to put that this course pre-registration link in our chat box. I think she have done that. Yeah. Yes, and this is our March calendar. So all this AMSP is our program which is going on. I think this is the last week, on 31st, we are going to complete this first batch. So we'll be announcing when the second batch is going to get launched. And this is all our Friday free webinar topics. And also we have I have another announcement. I'm sorry about that. So tomorrow after 4 p.m. you can check your mail inbox. You would have received feedback form. You have to fill that in order to receive your certificate. So you will not be posting any feedback link in the chat box. Yes, we have come to an end. So when this Q&A sessions is going on, there are two QR codes you can see. One is for to join our WhatsApp community. Another one to get enrolled into our infection prevention and control program. Also, Jayanti, our admin manager, have put the course link for the healthcare administration, the pre-registration link. Thank you so much.
So any questions?
Yes, doctor. I'm kidding. There are a lot of appreciations for you, Dr. Abhilash.
Yeah, it's
And
wonderful.
yeah.
So much insights. Yeah.
Still the emojis are
Thank you so
flying
much.
over on the screen. And yeah. Okay. Is this a question? How much is the on? Okay. Let me go into the Q&A portal. Okay. So, Dr. Abhilash, and there is one question. If I join this healthcare administration, join into this healthcare administrative field, what surprise should I mentally prepare for?
The advice I would give is you should be able to learn to segregate your clinical work and your admin work. Sometimes it might tend to, converge at one point, but my personal advice would be that mentally you should prepare to deal it separately and learn from each of it and try to grow in both the aspects, clinically and the management or the administrative part. Is that would be my advice.
Perfect. There is another personalized question for you. I'm just reading out. So okay. If you had the opportunity to become a health minister for one day, what major changes would you bring about?
One day CM, one day. Okay, so if I become a health minister, I would probably come up with these triaging AI units, which can help us triage the patients, and which can also help doctors to take that step behind, not those, because those are all, I feel like, tasks which we can use tech to give solutions for us, help us out. I know there's a lot of fear which is going on that AI is going to replace us. I am 100% sure AI is not going to replace us. It is just that we need to utilize those tools. And as a healthcare minister, I feel like I would probably integrate a lot of tech in our health field in such a way that it can be very beneficial for doctors and sisters. I really think that would be.
Okay, if Abhilash becomes the health minister, we will have health robots all around us.
Yes. So this particular person name is not mentioned. That person wanted Dr. Pari also to answer for that. If you've been given this health minister role.
Yeah, that's easy actually. I mean, I would actually democratize education, especially again, I'm sorry to use the AI again, because I think that is really democratizing it so that it is equally available to everybody. Healthcare education. Right now, it is with all this capitation fees and all those things going on, private medical colleges. It is only, available to a very select few. When we did MBBS, our annual fees was 3,000 rupees. Can you imagine that? So, and many of my classmates were all, from very humble backgrounds. But that has changed now, totally. So that would be my thing as a health minister, and especially with AI, I think it's really possible to democratize any education for that matter.
I think then you both have to be one.
Yeah, I'll become the state minister, and Abhilash can become the union minister.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. There is another question. I think this is Dr. Pari. Like, you have any specific course for nurses?
Yeah, quite a few, right? I mean, I think please visit our website. I think the maximum number of courses SkillsforMed offers is for nurses, and we are also coming up with packages for hospitals also. Please join our WhatsApp group, and we will, keep you in touch. We have infection control nurse and labor room nurse, emergency room nurse. There's so many courses we have.
Yes, yes. And also, Jay, you can drop your number to that particular question so she can contact you. And I also taking this question in different angle, Dr. Pari. You have any specific course for nurse? If you feel that is for healthcare administration, definitely you can enroll for this for the 4-week course which I was announcing to you. So this is all for you. This is not healthcare administration. Yeah,
And
yeah.
one insider information, we are trying to get Dr. Abhilash to anchor this course.
Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we have done with the Q&A portal. Let me look into the chat box. More questions, but if we have time, then we can also permit one of our participants or 2 of participants to question directly on live.
Stella, you have to excuse me. I have to go. Abhilash, if you have time, please stay on. Again, thank you so much for your time, and I hope to keep in touch with you in the future. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Again, thank you so much for coming out in such large numbers for this webinar. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Doctor, you're fine. I could see one hand is raised among our participants. It is Abdullah Hamidi. So, sir, I have given access to unmute yourself and you can ask your question directly. Mr. Abdullah Hamidi. Or anyone else wanted to use this opportunity to ask question? I think they have raised the hand by mistake.
Yeah.
So this sometime happens. Great, great. I think they have put all the questions and they have put all your personalized questions also for you in the Q&A. So doctors, thank you so much. And as Dr. Pari was saying, like, we are looking forward to have your journey with us during the healthcare administration course either.
Looking forward for it too.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, sir. So we'll be there for another 10 to 15 minutes to handhold related to the administrative doubts related to the WhatsApp, QR and all. So thank you so much, doctor. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for your time. And it's a very pleasant session. Yeah. Thank you, doctor.